Welcome to NAN Villa Weekly Review. President Bola Tinubu has inaugurated Renew Her, a presidential women's health transformation initiative to safeguard maternal health and promote women's well-being. Tinubu, represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, inaugurated the initiative at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. The president described the program as an answer to one of the nation's most critical prayers and a cornerstone of a healthier Nigeria, rating it as a national priority.
There's no greater test of a nation's character than the care it extends to its women. Maternal health is the heartbeat of every family, the compass of social stability, and the truest index of national welfare. Maternal mortality is a shame against which we must all rally. We owe every girl child not just the eloquent promise of a better tomorrow, but the certainty of a healthier one.
Vice President Kashim Shettima has directed the Presidential Food Systems Coordinating Unit to ensure speedy disbursement of federal government 250 billion naira credit support for smallholder farmers at a single-digit interest rate. Shettima gave the directive during the 6th meeting of the Food System Steering Committee held at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. He emphasized the need for the Food System Committee to come up with an implementation roadmap for the disbursement of the funds.
This unit has demonstrated that when federal ministries, state governments, local authorities, private sector actors, and our development partners are aligned, we can move swiftly from intent to delivery. I want to place it on record our deep appreciation for Mr. President's leadership and guidance. His clear directives on fertilizer liberalization and the seed fund have given the PFSCU the mandate and political cover to act boldly.
Vice President Kashim Shettima has described the courageous reforms being implemented by President Bola Tinubu's administration as clear evidence of strong political will driving economic policy. Shettima made the remarks at the opening session of the 66th Annual Conference of the Nigerian Economic Society. He urged African nations to embrace the knowledge economy, calling it a critical bridge for transforming the continent's economic growth and development through enhanced productivity, moving beyond outdated models. Shettima emphasized the urgent need for African nations to move away from old economic models and embrace structural transformation to tackle human capital challenges and reduce unemployment on the continent.
Africa must embrace structural transformation that embeds its human capital and reverse unemployment. Poverty must be confronted head-on for the promise of this continent to be realized in the lives of our people. There is no justification for the low per capita income that afflicts our nations amid the resources at our disposal.
Vice President Kashim Shettima has commended Governor Uba Sani of Kaduna for setting up and chairing the first Kaduna State Council on Skills. Shettima made the commendation during the 7th meeting. Shettima made the commendation during the 7th meeting of the National Council on Skills at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. The Vice President, who described the action of the governor as exemplary, urged other subnational governments to follow suit. He called for collective action to actualize the administration's skills acquisition drive, saying the era of working in isolation is over.
Unite as our people to see that the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not a collection of isolated policies. It's a carefully thought out framework. It is a covenant with the Nigerian people, and central to that covenant is the promise of human capital development, a promise that every Nigerian can acquire the skills needed to thrive. And fulfilling such a promise is not contingent on interagency harmony. It demands it. We have to unite.